All right, folks, good afternoon. It is another Monday for Call Review Mondays where I have other folks on here hopping on and really just submitting their calls to me so that we can do a live call review for immediate feedback. So that way it can help them improve and close deals. So for some of you folks that are new on the channel, my name is Caesar. I'm a wholesaler, been doing this for 2 years now. And done quite a bit for the last 2 years. So got quite a bit of a following here. So thank you all folks for following and always tuning in. So without further ado, my guest for today is Omar. What up, buddy? How you doing?
What up, man? I'm doing good.
Good. Omar, when you hopped on before, were you already with TU or were you still outside of TU?
Yeah, I was with TU.
You were with TU already. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been a while since you and I chatted or even gone on live, right?
Yeah, I think more than a month, I would say.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, brother, please feel free to introduce yourself to everyone, who you are, where you're from, how long you've been wholesaling, just anything about you and the business.
Yeah. So yeah, my name's Omar. From Detroit, Michigan. Been wholesaling, I would say on and off since I was like 19, but I'd say like 6 months ago is when I really took it seriously. So I've closed 3 deals, but I haven't seemed to close another one. So that's why I'm here.
Perfect. Always growing, right? That's
Yes,
all
sir.
we can do, man. Even myself, right? Like I always tell folks, like, hey, I'm no guru yet. Like I know a lot compared to a lot of people, but I still got a lot more to learn. And no matter where you are, whatever stage you are in your journey, there's always room for growth. Not only because it's constantly changing, but well, at the end of the day, man, if there's, a billionaire once told me, if you're not growing, you're dying. So simple as that. Cool. So looks like you sent me 2 calls.
Yeah.
One is Lynn and the other one is on December 29. Which one would you want me to review on?
Let's do the Lynn one.
Lynn? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So first and foremost, I have not listened to these, so I have no idea. Secondly, the way I like to do my call reviews is very similar to what we do in TU. Really just live, just listen to it. But I also like to get your opinion first on, hey, now that you've listened back to that portion, what are your thoughts? And then, so in that way, I can see what your mindset is, what your thought process is, and then you can compare that with my thought process.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Cool. So let's go with Lynn. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear that?
I can hear it.
You can hear the phone ringing? For you folks that are watching, can you guys hear that? Well, if you can hear it, the folks watching can hear it too.
Please leave your message for 3.
Do you hear that now?
She picks up on the double dial.
Oh, she does?
Yeah. Hello?
Oh,
Hey, is this Lynn?
this is Leah.
Hey, Lynn, this is Omar. I was giving you a call about your property there on Forestry. It looks like you show some interest in selling.
12140. Yes, I'm very interested.
I hear ya. Okay, how much were you looking to get for this?
Around 45,000.
45,000. Okay, tell me a little bit what you got going on there.
1 bedroom and 3 baths. Three bedrooms and one bath.
Okay.
And the basement's finished. And it's a living room.
By the way, I just want to pause this for the folks that are watching. I cannot share his screen because I don't know if he has this under contract and it's got personal information anyway. But Omar, what you're doing is what I liked about what you were doing is while the phone was ringing, you were looking at the you had copied and pasted the address onto the PropStream to kind of see what's going on in the market. I don't know if you did that before you picked up the phone or right when you picked up the phone. One thing I would say is if you're doing it before you pick up the phone, don't do that, because then even if it only took you 3 seconds, if you multiply that by 100 dials, you know what I mean? That's 300 seconds that that you're missing out on or that you're wasting. You were also clicking on some of those houses. Is there a reason why you were clicking on some of those?
I think it's just like a random habit that I do. I don't know if I do it for a reason. I think
You just do it
to make it seem like I'm doing something.
That's fine. All right. Because what I wanted you to see is I wanted you to kind of like scan the page, and I think I've shown you that before, right?
Yeah, you have.
Okay, yeah. So I think you did that, and then because the phone kept ringing, I think you just kept clicking on the other pictures.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Just wanted to make sure.
I'm in the dining room.
Oh, great intro. You're showing a lot of confidence, so I really like that. There's no I mean, you're just showing authority.
Small kitchen. And upstairs has a bedroom across the lawn. Upstairs bedroom is real big.
Okay. And
No garage. I had a roof put on about 3 years ago. The vinyl is new on the outside, and it's got a two big yard. One big yard on the one side, and then the other side got a big yard.
Okay.
And people live in there. They're not the cleanest. And I'm just older, and I'm just tired of being a landlord. So I figure I'll sell it, trying to sell it for a good price.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the whole story.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the tenants. You said they're not cleaning. Are they paying on time?
They're not real clean. I mean, they're not real clean. When they move out, I'm going to have to clean it up real good.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to talk to them next week and ask them to move.
Okay.
I served them a 30-day notice, so I'm just ready for them to go on and move.
Okay. How long ago did you serve that notice to them?
I beg your pardon?
How long ago did you serve the eviction notice?
I served the eviction long enough ago to get a court date.
Okay.
So I probably might go. Today, Monday?
Yeah, today's Monday, the 3rd.
Yeah, I'm going to call my attorney tomorrow and ask him to go on and get a court date for me. And then I'm going to tell them, if they move out and I don't have to evict them, I'll give them a couple dollars for going on and move out. But if I have to evict them, it's going to be on them, not me.
Right. So they're not like getting ready and moving their stuff currently.
Well, I haven't asked them to get ready and move their stuff currently. As I explained to you, I am going to go and ask them if they would move without me going through an eviction.
Okay. All right. Okay. And you mentioned cash for keys.
Give them a couple $100 or whatever when they move out.
Okay. And as I know you said you put on a new roof and basement's finished. I mean, like as far as like the kitchen, the bathrooms go, have you done any work?
The kitchen is small. It's okay.
So I'm gonna pause this for a second, okay? Listening back to this now, right? So far, what do you like you've done, and if you were to change something, what would you have changed?
So when I asked her about the tenants, I feel like that was a good transition just because that was the topic I had. And then afterwards, right there, when I went into the condition, it's kind of like how I use it as a crutch, to be honest with you. It was like so random. I shouldn't even have done that. That's what I didn't like, that I went into condition when I didn't have to.
100%. That's what I was going to call out on. And guess what? We all do it. Even I do it almost every single day. The thing is just listening back to your calls or just replaying it back in your head, then knowing that will just help you with your future calls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I still do it till this day, man. When I'm going, Why did I do that? Like, they were talking about something. I went straight to condition. Like, what a dummy. You know what I mean? So like right now at this very moment, what are you worried about? What are you trying to accomplish? I'm asking
Right.
you.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm trying to see what I should offer. So I kind of wanted to go into condition because I don't know why I always feel like I want to, like, if I know what to offer in my brain, I feel like everything just is easier to navigate because I already have a number to throw at them. I can now go into motivation and just stay on that. But
But don't you already have the ARV
yeah,
in mind at this point?
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So what else is there for you to think about?
Right.
No, I'm serious. Like, if you have the ARV, if you have the ARV, how long will it take you to decide how much you can offer them?
Should be instantly.
Within seconds, right?
Yeah.
So I just want you to think about that, right? You already, because I know you have the ARV because you put it on the calculator.
Okay.
At that point, bro, relax. Put your shoulders down, lean back, and just listen to the seller.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I mean? Because once you have the ARV, the rest it will take you seconds. Right?
Right.
Because based on the way she describes it, you pop in the square footage onto the profit calculator, you already know what the rehab cost is going to be. So then at that point, you would know what your offer is. So do you really need to know the number, or do you just really need to know the ARV or CMV, depending on what the exit strategy is?
Yeah, just ARV. Right.
That's it. The rest of it is just, it'll take seconds, 30 seconds tops, if that. So right now, I'd like to ask you, and I'd like to ask folks that are watching. I want you to drop it on the chat here. At this very moment, why is she selling the property? What is her motivation?
So yeah, she's mentioned that she was a tired landlord. You know, the tenants aren't clean. That's what I got from. I think that's what she's mentioned was the tired landlord. Tenants aren't clean, and I don't know if she mentioned in there that they weren't paying yet.
Nope. So far, that's what we have. So
Okay.
with this information that we have, what is her motivation?
Tired landlord.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask the folks that are watching, what is her motivation? You can't answer it, Omar, because you don't have motivation.
Okay.
That's the key thing there. Tired, newsflash for everyone that's watching, tired landlord is not a motivation. It is not. All right, tired. What do you mean you're tired? Why are you tired? How tired are you? Tired landlord can mean so many different things. Do you know what she means by tired?
No.
Right. So I would be like, oh, man, trust me, I got properties as well. And there are times when I am sick and tired of being a landlord too. But there's a multitude of reasons on why I'm tired. Just curious, why are you tired? Oh, well, this fucking guy, this tenant, he's dirty and he's not paying. Oh, okay. Do you want to go through that eviction notice? It doesn't seem like you do. Now, oh, by the way, if you do go through that eviction process, what's the plan afterwards? Are you going to rent this out? Do you have the capital, the energy to fix it up? Since he's dirty, you're probably going to have to put in a good chunk of money in there.
Right.
I want to hear her say, no, I don't want to do any of that. That's why I'm selling, Omar, because that tenant is so dirty. I don't even want to go in there and clean this place up. I'd rather just get paid now.
Right.
All right, Len, you don't want to go in there. I'm the guy that's going to get his hands dirty. Let me take care of that for you. But just like you're an investor. I'm sure when you bought this house, you bought it because you could make money out of it, right? Yeah, well, I definitely want to fix your problem, but I can't buy your problem. So, you know what I mean? Like, does that make sense? Or am I
Yeah.
just rambling?
No, it makes sense. Because, I mean, the tire landlord is just the surface level. I get where you're coming from, to dig deeper.
You got to dig deeper. Coach, she said it. I'm the tired landlord. At
Yeah.
that very moment you missed, that was your key moment of truth. At that point, you said, oh, tired? How tired are you? And what got you tired? Well, why does that matter? Ma'am, I'll tell you this. I've got several products. There are times when tenants are not paying. Guess what? I'm tired. There are times when I go in there and do an inspection and they're dirty as heck.
Mm-hmm.
And all I can think of is all the money it's going to cost me once I kick them out and get in order for me to get a new tenant. Those moments I'm tired. You want to know when I'm not tired? When that money's coming in every single month.
Right.
So almost every single property, I'm a tired landlord until I realize how much money's coming in every month. So am I really tired? No, I just don't want to deal with all the headaches. So back to my question. You tired? Or are you kind of tired? What's your plan here? Why is this property a headache for you? Like those are the things that we need to know. If we don't know that, then we don't know how tired this person is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Folks that are watching, you guys drop it on the chat. What are your thoughts? If I'm making any sense. If I'm not, drop it.
And the bathrooms, they're nice, you know. They're nice. It's a small house. Like I said, I'm not asking for $45,000 for it.
Mm-hmm.
So you know it can't be that exclusive. It's a small, nice house for someone that wants to buy.
Okay.
The area is nice and quiet around there. In the Plymouth and Greenfield area.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the area.
Okay.
So, like, I mean, do you think I would have to do any type of work to it if I were to purchase this from you?
When they move out, I'll probably clean it up and make sure it's tight before I sell it to you. I don't think I'd have to do anything major because I'm tired of doing major stuff. That's why I'm selling my house. It's time for me to go travel and have fun.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay. Where are you traveling to?
Oh, first thing I want to do is take me another cruise. I love the cruise.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm just ready to go on the sale and I'm making the price fair.
Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second. I love your question. Who are you traveling to?
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you, and I want you to remember this, right? I want you to think back in that moment. What do you have on your piece of paper?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll tell you this. Here's what I have on my notebook right now. Tired, traveling, have fun, love to cruise. Did you write that in your notebook?
No,
Why not?
I didn't think to. I didn't. I was honestly just doing the condition and then the tire landlord, and that was about it. I didn't do the traveling.
That's right. So, bro, here's the thing. The reason why I asked that, and folks cannot see right now, even though you made a very good question, it was a tactical question.
Yeah.
The problem is you're clicking away on your profit calculator. Why are you clicking away?
Right. So it's just,
you are in the motivation part of the conversation. Why are you clicking away? Bro, I would live. So I don't know what you're going to do next, but I would live in there. Now, here's one thing that I want to point out to you, and actually not point out, but ask you and ask the viewers as well. So you got that from her, right? So there's difference between getting the motivation and using the motivation. So my question to you, and you don't have to answer now. Actually, I already know the answer. there's a reason why I wrote them. I wrote them because I'm going to use them later. You didn't write them, so the chances of you using them, I would say 50-50. Right? If you're experienced enough, then I can see you using that later. If you're not, you might still use it, but you might also forget it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. All right. So let's see what you do next.
And I'm making it good, so someone would be interested in buying it.
Yeah, because typically when I hear tenants, and they're not really taking care of it, obviously there's going to be some work needed to be done to the property.
Hold on. I wanted to say, I lost my train of thought earlier. What is one? Okay, so she told you that she's tired. She also told you that she loves to do all those things. And then she also told you that she's probably going to clean up and fix before she sells it to you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I'm going to put you on the spot for a quick second. With all that information in front of you, which just happened in the last 30 seconds, what is one powerful question that you can ask? You don't necessarily need to ask at this very moment. You can. But what is the one powerful question that you can come up with having those three pieces of information? She's tired. She's going to clean up before she sells it to you. And that she loves to go have fun on a cruise. So what's one question that you can derive from those three pieces of information?
Something along the lines of like, I know you mentioned you were tired. I mean, what if I can take this property off your hands? You don't have to deal with it. You can go ahead and move on and get on your cruise and sail off. Something along those lines, that way.
That's right. That's right. So I don't know. I hope you asked that kind of question somewhere along the way. We'll see. Another way of questioning it would be, well, what would you rather do? Would you rather take the time to evict this person, then having to clean it, and then selling it to me before you go on a cruise? Or would you rather just go on a cruise 2 weeks from today? That's a hard-hitting question that you can ask her. So let's see what you do.
Not tearing it up. They're just not clean people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're just not clean. You and I, we gonna clean up behind ourselves. These people don't. That's as much as I'm gonna say about them. They're not clean.
Okay.
So.
And how much did you have it rented for? $650. Okay, that is. And how much do you think I could rent it out for? Because we know that $650 is definitely well below market rent.
I don't know that. Do you know that?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you cut out there. What'd you say?
The rent is $650.
Okay.
Yeah. Why did you assume that it was below market?
I mean, in that area, I don't think they rent out for $650. I think closer to like the $950,000 range.
So you know that.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you know that, then frame it properly.
Mm-hmm.
So do you hear the way you said it was very, it will get her guards up because now she has to defend herself.
Right. Okay.
Right. Because you said, well, we both know that that's under market.
Yeah.
Then if you were talking to me, Omar, then I'd be like, all right, dickhead, since you know that it's under market, then how much do you think you can rent it out for? What the fuck are you asking me for? You already know the answer.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So always ask it from a curiosity point. So you can just say something like, hey, Lynn, I mean, I know that area, that market well enough. And maybe I'm wrong here, but is that a little bit under market rate? You get what I mean? Like you frame it that way. Now she's going to be open to you to start talking like, oh yeah, I like my renters to be under, so that way I keep them for a long time. But I messed up on this one because it's a dirty mother heifer, and I don't know. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like it will just open them up if you ask out of curiosity versus what we both know that's on their market, right? Right. And that's why if you notice, I said it's 650. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I can
Omar?
see. I can see it. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of coming from like an interrogation. Like
You're.
you know, we both know that, you know, instead of the, I can see. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So let's see what she says.
And would you say that's market rent?
I think it's around market. I don't know. You know, 3 bedrooms, usually 3 bedrooms rent for around 650, 700.
Okay. And that 45 number, if you don't mind me asking, how'd you come up with that?
Well, I've owned the house for years, and I put a roof on it. I new vinyl on it. It's got 3 bedrooms, so I figured that's a fair price.
Okay. And do you have any wiggle room on the 45?
No, I don't want to play a game. I'll tell a person what I'm interested in. If they ain't interested, they can move on.
Okay.
Getting a lot of calls about the house because I'm trying to be fair.
Right. Yeah. No, it makes sense. You know, in this case, you're the seller. You know what you want. Obviously, me as the buyer, I know what I want as well. So if it makes sense for both parties, I'd love to come to an agreement.
What do you feel is fair?
I feel, knowing this zip code and just based off what you're telling me from the tenants, I'd have to be closer to like the low 30s on this one.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you the truth. But you're off in the low 30s. Don't call me back and waste your time.
Okay. So you wouldn't even entertain an offer in the low 30s?
No.
Why do you think she would?
I don't know that.
If you're selling one of your properties and you're willing to sell for 45, would you want to sell it for 30?
No.
So then why do you expect her to want to sell it at 30 or to be okay at 30?
Would that be just because of the way I just went about it, not really piggyback off of the stuff she mentioned before?
A couple of things, exactly. So one, you never touched into the motivation. Two, this is a perfect person to go over the calculator with because she's an investor. So question for you is, why didn't you go over the calculator with her? Or are you going to? Because you still have 3 more minutes to go.
I don't know if I do, honestly. I think my calls are just structured very poorly. Like I have like good starts and then I just miss a bunch of things that should be in the call.
Bro, we all make the same mistakes. Just to let you know, you're not alone. All right. I still make the same mistakes to this day. I just don't make it as often.
Mm-hmm.
And when I make them, I spot them right away where I'm able to correct it the very next call. That's the only difference. Right. But otherwise, I make the same mistakes because calls happen so quick, right? The speed for the call is different than you and I talking about it. So please don't feel bad. Don't feel down on yourself. The only thing I would suggest is, just like what RJ says, our favorite conversations are always with a landlord, with a fellow investor. Why? Because it's all about numbers. So at this point, she's standing here, you're standing here. You never did anything for you guys to stand on the same side.
Right.
Right? So if you're like this all the time, how are you going to get her to open her mind?
Yeah, it just won't work.
It just won't work. I'm seeing here, Javier, you said creative finance. While I'm about to say what I'm about to say, just curious, Javier, what made you think of creative finance? And while Javier, hopefully, will be typing in his answer to my question. Yes, Omar, the only thing is, here's the problem that you have with yours. You don't have her motivation. and you drop the price with no education.
Mm-hmm.
It's a triple whammy, right? You don't have motivation to begin with. 2, you never educated her so in that way she can at least agree with you. And 3, you drop the price. What would that do? Would that open the mind or close the mind?
Close it.
Close it. So now her mind is closed. No matter what you do, it's useless.
Yeah.
Because she's already close-minded. And that's why I like to educate before I drop the price. That's why I like to get the motivation and go over that motivation before I drop the price. Because when you talk about those things and then the last thing you say is the price, then she would have heard you about all of those things that by the time you drop the price, now she has to process everything she's heard, right? And compare that to that new price that you're offering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. So Javier, so to answer your question, Javier, so you're saying she's stuck at that price, just take it over in terms. So I would probably say, and I don't know your skill level and I don't know your business, so hopefully you're doing phenomenally well, but I believe that is the wrong reason to start thinking about creative financing. And I know that for a fact because I was there and I did that. The way you answer that question is really more of what everyone does, which is using creative financing as a crutch because we don't know how to get the seller down to the right price. And that's why a lot of creative financing deals don't make it to the finish line because it's not a cash flowing deal. That's the main problem. Now, that being said, is it possible that this can be creative financing? Absolutely. But only if what? If it's cash flowing. If it's not cash flowing, then no. So I was hoping you were going to say something like that, but because you said what you said, and if you're an experienced wholesaler and you know what you're doing with creative financing, then that's a fine answer. But for a newbie who doesn't know, that is by far the worst answer that anyone can give because it is now being used as a crutch versus actually enhancing the number one skill set that we should get by wholesaling, which is finding an underpriced asset and flipping it into a profit. So here's what you did technically, Omar. Here's one thing I always say. Your offer is going to be 99.99, if not 100%, lower than their asking price. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay. So the analogy I like to use is your offer is an iPhone that's low on battery, like on 10%, 5%. Okay. And you have an emergency and you need to call. You need to call home, whatever it is. You now need to find a MagSafe to charge your phone so that you can make that phone call. Right?
Yeah.
So right now, what is your MagSafe? Remember, your phone is your offer. Your MagSafe is motivation. And in this case, because she's a landlord, also the numbers. You have nothing to attach that number to. And if you have nothing to attach that number to, then why would she ever agree on a $15,000 price drop?
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense.
So you got to find that MagSafe. And right now we don't have that MagSafe yet. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I would have just, before doing the 30,000, I would have just educated her on the profit calculator.
Yeah. On that note, the reason I gave her the offer is I kind of just rushed it because of the way she pressed me about it, where she was like, "So what would you offer?" You know, and then I just like, screw it, I'm just gonna throw a number out there.
Yeah. Who's the buyer?
Me.
So why are you getting pressed?
Yeah.
I'm going to take my time, my sweet ass time. I'm the buyer. You're the one looking to sell. the fact that she's pressing you, are you still going to tell me she's a tired landlord?
Yeah, she is.
No, if she's tired, then she better be waiting.
Okay.
The fact that she's pressing you, that means she ain't that tired.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, who has the leverage here? If she's pressing you, that means she has leverage. If you're making her wait and she's waiting, you have the leverage.
Right.
All right, let's see how it goes. You got 3 more minutes on here.
No.
And even if I were to cover closing costs, buy it as is, close on your timeline.
I'm not giving my house away.
Yeah, I'm not asking you to give the house away. It's just from an investor standpoint, if I buy it at 45, there's no meat on the bone for me to make anything on this.
What you gonna do? Flip it?
I'm looking at this as a rental. There wouldn't be enough profit on a flip on this. The after repair value is way too low on this one to even make it sense as a flip. Okay, and so yep, go ahead. You were gonna say something?
Pardon me?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
No, I said, well, I understand what you're saying. I understand.
Right, because you got to make your money. I got to make my money too. I got to make sure that the lights stay on at the end of the day. So I mean, if you can't come close to the 30 number, no harm, no foul.
Yeah, and I'm not doing 30. No way.
Okay. Is there like a way you can come close to my number, or is just firm at all, or you're firm at the 45?
I might go 42, 43, but I am not going 30. I've had the house for years. I've taken care of it. I've paid taxes. I put a new roof on it. You don't have to get a roof. The vinyl was nice. And no, I'm not going 30.
Okay. And let's say worst case scenario, you end up not being able to sell the property. I mean, what happens next?
Great question.
If I don't sell it, what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
Keep on collecting that rent every month.
There you go.
Okay.
Boom. She ain't
They're
tired.
paying you on time?
No, they're not.
Okay. So
Whether you buy the house or not, and I've had a couple other people that have called me that are very interested. So I'm selling the house one way or the other. Hopefully, we can work something out.
did those
So right now, question for you. There's a lot that I'm going to give you right now. But before I do that, what you're doing right now is you're clicking. You're clicking everywhere. You're clicking speed to lead, prop stream, your cat. Why are you clicking?
I think I'm just like getting anxious. Like I'm just not knowing what to do. So,
Bro, just listen to her. You don't need to know what to do. You just need to be a human being and have a conversation.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just overthinking it. Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have seen me on live or maybe when you're on Discord. Like, there are times when I literally will just shut my eyes and listen to the seller. Like, what you're doing is you're looking at so many different things and clicking, and maybe that's a fidgety thing for you, right? But what that does also, it takes away from your number one sense that you absolutely need to have right now, which is your listening. So for me, this is when I slow down and I go, okay, drop the pen, shut my eyes. I'm going to take away all my senses. And the only thing that's going to work is what? Are my ears.
Yeah.
I'm just going to listen to her. I'm going to take my time. And when she's done talking, I'm going to take a sip of water, relax, let her sweat a little bit, and then respond. You don't need to hurry up. You like basketball?
Yeah.
I'm sure you know who Luka Doncic is.
Yes, sir.
Does he ever speed up for anyone?
Nope.
The guy is slower than molasses. He's hecka slow, but he's one of the best. That's what I need you to be. Because you're the buyer. You hold the leverage. Okay. I do have quite a bit that I
People
want
end
to
up
go over,
giving you
but
an offer?
I don't want to talk about other people. I want to talk about me and you.
Right. I just want to make sense of it because you say other people are interested. If they were interested, they shoot you an offer.
Well, they like the price because they have houses in that area, and so far, I think they're about ready to make an offer.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely firm on that 30 number. You're firm on your 45. So I don't think we're going to be able to come to an agreement here.
Okay, well, it was still nice speaking with you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure as well. Well, you have a good rest of your day then, Lynn.
Okay, you too.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Bye bye.
all right. So hold on for 1 second. I want to look at how you had it. Why do you have 1,200 on rent? Do you even know that you had that on?
No, I don't even remember, to be honest.
All right, hold on. Let me just show you what I mean. Can you see that?
Here, let me see if I can. Yeah, I see it.
Right. So you have 80,000, you have 15,000, you have 30,000, you have 5,000. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so why do you have 1,200 in here?
I honestly I don't even remember, to be honest.
So you never even put the rent rate on there.
No.
So if you never put on the rent rate, then how do you know what number works for a rental calculator?
Yeah, you're right.
Right? So where do you think the rent is over there? You said you can rent it for 900?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to share my screen instead. All right. I'm going to give you round 2. I'm Lynn. Explain to me why $45,000 does not work. Looking at my calculator. You can see my calculator, right?
Yeah. A little bit. I can only see from holding costs down.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. Because let me get rid of my banner. Apologies. All right. Able to see it now?
Yeah.
Okay. So now a couple of things, and maybe this was just a typo, but why do you have 75 here and you have 80 here?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think that might have just been a typo.
All right.
I should have them at both 80.
Yeah. So let's say 80 there, right? All right. So I'm Lynn. Explain to me why 45 doesn't work.
Okay. So, I mean, so the 45, Lynn, if I were to buy this from you at the 45, having to put in 15,000 in repairs, the tenants weren't clean, there's obviously going to be some turnaround there. Typically when I buy these properties, I like to be at a 1.5%, rent rent ratio. So that's my all-in number, divided by the rent. If I buy this at the 45, and then I can rent this out for like 900, I'm at 1.3 rent rate. It just doesn't make sense there.
Mm-hmm.
And then typically I like to buy these, with equity. I like to look at it from two standpoints, the 1.5% and then some equity. So then later on I can do a cash out refinance, put my equity out.
Okay. That makes sense. I do the same thing. So how much equity do you need?
Usually I like to shoot for 20%. That way, when I cash out refinance, I could pull out all my capital.
Got it. Okay. So at 45, what's your equity then?
I'm looking at 13,000. So from a percentage point, it's 16%.
Yeah, you don't need to tell me the dollar value because you were talking about percentages. You said 20. So
Okay.
How much equity you're getting?
16%.
You're at what? Ah, okay. So then that's not a deal for you then, right?
No.
So there you go. So why didn't you explain that to her?
Yeah. I don't know. I explained it without numbers behind them. I was just telling her that it doesn't work, but I didn't explain the math.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So at this moment, she just sees you as a low baller.
Yeah, right.
That is your biggest mistake there.
I agree.
Right? So I put you to the test and you already knew how to explain it. If you know how to explain it, why don't you explain it?
I just
So-
rushed. Yeah.
Yep, because you got pressed. When she
Yeah.
pressed you, you kind of gave in. So when she asked you, all right, so what would your offer be? How should you have responded? I'm Lynn. All right, so what's your offer?
Yeah, I mean, while I got it pulled up here, let me kind of walk you through where I'm gonna be at. With ARV being at 80,
Nope. You had it perfect earlier.
Okay.
Looking at it as a rental, I only look at two things. That's where you start.
Yep. The rent percentage and the
Yeah.
equity.
Right. So here, you're Lynn. Ask me. Press me.
All right. So what's your offer, Caesar?
Lynn, here's the situation. I'm looking at this as a rental from a landlord to a landlord. I just look at two things. Okay. I just want to make sure that in that neighborhood, I need it to be at 1.5%. That's very simple, Lynn. It's just whatever rent I can get for it divided by my all-in number. Simple math. Second thing I look at is I need to have at least 20% equity on this after I put in all my re-up costs. So that way I can burr it out and just pull all my money out. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
So Lynn, man, as a fellow investor, I want to put as much money as I can in your pocket. That being said, I also have to be fair to my business, just like how you have to be fair to your business. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So here's the thing: if I buy this off you at 45,000, Lynn, I am literally at 1.3%, and I'm at 16% equity. There is simply not enough meat on the bone for me. I'm upside down, in other words, at 45.
Okay.
You have any wiggle room on this?
I mean, you didn't really say an offer. Where are you looking?
Yeah, well, I mean, let me ask you, if I can close on this quick, I'll take care of all the headaches of evicting the person. I'll just take this off your hands. So that way you can go have fun, go on your cruise, have money in your account 2 weeks from today so that you can get on your cruise instead of having to wait to evict this person, paying cash for keys, and then you have to clean this place out. Screw all of that. Actually, Lynn, let me take a step back. Let me ask you, what would you rather do? Would you rather evict this person, then you would have to pay him to leave, then clean it out, and then sell it to me? Or would you rather have the money now, let's say 2 to 3 weeks from today, and be on a cruise?
Yeah, I like the second option better.
All right. So if I can do the second option for you, what's the best price that you can do?
I think I could do 35.
Okay. 35 works, doesn't it? All right. So then just lock it up at 35. But do you see I guess what I'm trying to say is you did a lot of the things you did were right. You just didn't do them in the right moments.
Yeah.
Right? When she pressed you, that was the time for you to go here.
Education.
Not to drop your price, but to tell her where you are if you were to buy her house at 45.
Yeah, I like what you did there, where you explained it and then still didn't give an offer. You're asking her what she can do for you instead.
Yeah, because you never gave her the kill shot. You never gave her the kill shot, bro. You need it at 35. She's at 45. Usually when you do a kill shot, they come down anywhere from 10 to 20%. What's 20% of 45,000? Isn't that 9,000?
Mm-hmm.
So why not kill shot it then?
Yeah, I never really thought of that.
You know what I mean? You're within striking distance is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
This works. I mean, you're right. I would rather have it at 30,000 and then get this at 9,000. That was another thing that I did not like about your calculator. You're this. I don't like that. Why? Because if you do it this way, you have no room for any variance. That means your ARV has to be correct. Your repair cost has to be correct. Everything has to be right in order for you to walk away with $5,000. What I would rather have you see, have me see you do is 30,000. Even this one is skinny, but I'm okay with because of the price point. Boom, that looks good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lynn, 35, huh? Oh, Lynn, at 35, I'm literally just above the 20%. So I guess I get that equity, but the rent, man, I'm still at 1.4. Why don't we meet in the middle? Let's meet in the middle like peanut butter and jelly, and I'll bring all the bread, all 32 and a half of it.
Yeah, I mean, if you said you can take care of everything you mentioned, I think I can meet in the middle.
All right, let's do it. 32 and a half. I'm okay with. All right. Now, even if you did what I just showed you, would she have taken it? I don't know. But I would repeat that process every single time I'm talking to an investor. I like to throw their number in first and explain to them why their number would not work.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
And then when I do the kill shot, either I do the kill shot and not use any of their motivation within the kill shot, just kill shot it. And then when they give me a price, then I can start pulling out my arrows, so to speak, which my arrows would be what? The motivation. Hey, earlier you mentioned this, boom, right? Or you can just go, hey, here it is, Lane. Let me ask you this. Like the way I did, would you rather do all of that, or would you rather just go on a cruise? Okay, so if I can get you on a cruise 3 weeks from today, I pay all the closing costs, no realtor fees. I take care of all the shit you don't want to do. What's the best price you can do? You know, that 45, maybe she could have come down to 40 or 42. You're at 30. You'd be like, why don't we meet? Let's meet somewhere in the middle. Let's do 35. And just take a shot at it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
Any question on that?
I think it was pretty straightforward.
Nice. All right, man. I'm very happy that when I put you to the test, when I was asking you about the calculator, you knew exactly how to do it. So, bro, you already know it. Just use it. Use that calculator, especially when you're dealing with another investor, because it makes sense to them. That's when you can be on the same playing field, right? And I'll even make a joke. I'd be like, Lynn, I mean, at least you understand where I'm coming from, right? You're like, yeah. So, I mean, here's the deal. If I were to come to you, let's assume for a second this was my property and I'm selling it to you with all the headache. Would you buy this at 45?
No.
That's all I'm saying. I don't want you to give it away. I just need to make sure I have some meat on the bone here. Cool?
Yes, sir.
Omar, keep crushing it, bro. Keep doing your reps. Like I said, overall, you were doing a lot of things you were doing were good. You just weren't using them at the right moment. And just like everyone else, including me, pointing fingers at myself first, we all need to work on that motivation. You miss a couple of key moments of truth. Tired landlord. Remember, framing it. Framing is important. Oh, Omar, man, I know there are times when I'm tired as a landlord. I'm tired as a landlord because tenant's not paying. Other months I'm tired because I walk into the house and I see how dirty my tenants are, and all I can see are dollar signs leaving my bank account when they leave, because I got to fix this sucker up before I put it on the thing. And there are times when I'm tired, when I'm getting a phone call at 3:00 in the morning because the pipes burst.
Mm-hmm.
Omar, just curious, man. Why are you tired? Right? That's
Yeah.
a good way of framing it. I would have asked that question. And remember, when you ask, what happens if no one buys it? What did she say?
She said, I'll keep filling a check. Yeah.
That's right. So then what could you have said at that point?
I don't know. I mean, right there, I asked, what did I ask? I think I asked her, and are they paying on time? So I don't know what I could have asked differently, to be honest with you.
I would have been like, well, Omar, doesn't sound like you're that tired then. Hey, Omar, you mentioned earlier you're tired. Are you really tired, or you're just kind of tired? Because with no hesitation, when I asked you what would happen, you just said you'll just do exactly what you're tired of doing. That's why we dig. That's why we dig deep into that motivation, so you can use it in the end. You know what I mean? So there's a difference between grabbing the motivation versus utilizing the motivation. So you grabbed some of it, you didn't grab all of it, and you never used any of it. Cool?
Cool.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you very much, man. I know this was, going on live and being vulnerable, it can be tough. So thank you for your bravery. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate you, man. And before you go, any key takeaway, give me one or two at the most, key takeaway that you're going to use as soon as we get off this call and you start making calls.
I'm definitely going to start digging into that motivation. Like you said, when you mentioned when they're speaking motivation, just that notebook, write those things down to later use them against them.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. All right, brother. You do that, man. You're going to be dope. Let's keep crushing it. Keep getting the reps in. For everyone else, guys, if you found this to be valuable, please hit that like button. Really appreciate it. It would help your boy out. But most importantly, guys, drop some comments below. So in that way, any future wholesaler that may come across my channel can actually see the key ideas that you guys got from this call. So in that way, they can also get those key ideas. And I'll end it with this. My mentor always told me, small hinges swing big doors. So if there's any key ideas, which would be the small hinges, drop it in the comment. So that way we're leaving breadcrumbs for new wholesalers. So in that way they can speed up their learning process. All right. Till next time, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank you, Omar. You're dope, bro. Keep it up, man. All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.